30 years after the last RAF aircraft carried a nuclear payload, Britain is rearming the skies. The announcement that the UK will acquire 12 F-35A fighter jets, dual-capable aircraft able to carry American B-61 tactical nuclear bombs, marks not just a military purchase but a strategic and symbolic pivot. We're witnessing the biggest shift in Britain's nuclear posture since the Cold War. Why now? Because the Cold War may be over, but the chill has returned. Since 1998, the UK's nuclear deterrent has rested solely with the Royal Navy's Trident submarines, submerged, silent, and strategic, capable of obliterating cities. But these weapons are not always usable. They deter, but they escalate instantly to apocalypse. Enter tactical nuclear weapons. These are smaller battlefield-oriented devices. Think less Hiroshima, more battlefield shock and awe. And the United States has maintained a dual delivery system, land, sea and air, and so has France. And Britain alone, among the permanent members of the UN Security Council, has abandoned air delivery until now. The F-35A is not just a fast jet, it's a stealth platform for both conventional and nuclear munitions. Cheaper and more flexible than the F-35B used on our aircraft carriers, it offers longer range, deeper payload bays, and interoperability with NATO's nuclear planning structure. RAF Marne in Norfolk will be its home, but make no mistake, this is not just a procurement, it's a global message in the shape of a warplane. This announcement signifies two profound strategic shifts. First, a move towards a NATO-first nuclear posture. Britain will now contribute to NATO's dual-capable aircraft mission, joining Germany, Italy, Belgium and others who can host and deliver American B-61 bombs. Second, it marks a hedging against American unreliability. Donald Trump returning to the world stage has once again raised doubts about Article 5, NATO's collective defence clause. If Washington wavers, Europe must harden. And Britain is signalling that it will not rely solely on the submarines of Fastlane. But we must pause before we cheer too loudly. These are practical, ethical and diplomatic risks. Tactical nuclear weapons are not less dangerous than strategic ones. They are more likely to be used. Their smallness is seductive. They invite the illusion of a manageable nuclear war. They make the unthinkable thinkable. And what of sovereignty? These bombs are American property. They do not yet know where they will be stored. Perhaps RAF Lakenheath already being readied. In practice, the UK could not deploy them without American consent. So while the RAF may fly the plane, Washington still holds the trigger. Moreover, is this renuclearization genuinely a deterrent, or is it a provocation? Russia and China will not see this as a defensive act. They will likely respond in kind, if not in rhetoric, then in deployment. And for Keir Starmer, this move does three things politically. It silences those who accuse Labour of being weak on defence. It reassures allies that Britain is serious about European security. And it answers growing calls for increased military readiness, as articulated in the new national security strategy. But the cost is enormous. Each aircraft is estimated at over £80 million, and this comes with warnings that defence spending to reach a 5% of GDP NATO target will require cuts in other areas, including overseas aid. And the reintroduction of airborne nuclear weapons also revives old ethical debates. Do these weapons really make us safer? Or do they make us more vulnerable by embedding us deeper in the posture of escalation? Britain is back in the air with nuclear wings. It's not merely an arms deal, it's a recommitment to a Cold War logic in a hot-blooded world. Deterrence, deterrence, deterrence. We repeat the word like a mantra. But beneath it lies anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. About Russia, Iran, and about the United States itself. And the skies over Europe may soon be filled with symbols of peace maintained by the threat of annihilation. The question is not whether we can fly with nuclear payloads, but whether we still believe after Hiroshima, after Nagasaki, after Chernobyl, that deterrence is enough. And if it is not, what then?